Hello, hello everyone! It's Wednesday, which means it's WebComic Wednesday. Ugh. Hello, Shrimpy! Welcome, welcome. Ugh. I've got tea. And I've got candy. The candy was 75% off. Alright. Sketch layer. Yeah, so it's like the large bags of candy for Halloween, the variety packs, and like I think last week I bought like one that was like mostly chocolates, like a chocolate variety for like I think it was like 50% off. And then yesterday I went to the store again, and they didn't have as much leftover Halloween candy, but what they did have was a very steep, it was like 75% off, so I got myself a bag of like, it's a mixture of like nerds clusters, sour gummy worm, and some sour gummy worms, I think some Laffy Taffy in there. And then I got another bag that's like savers and oh, I think there's some Starbursts in there. And there's some, like, Hubba Bubba. I'm not sure if my roommate and I will chew the gum. But, like, it's good to have a variety of candies in the house. My roommate has diabetes. So sometimes when their blood sugar crashes or starts to crash, we have candy on hand to help them get it back up. So, hope everybody is doing well this week so far. It was brought to my attention at work that I am leaving for my trip to Florida next weekend. Already? Like, so there will be no stream next Friday because I will be in Florida visiting family. Nope. Wrong color. Wrong brush. Type. Pose. I love sour gummy worms so much. I really hope it goes well. Apparently some of the airlines have been like canceling flights and everything left and right. So I'm really hoping my flight doesn't get canceled because I cannot afford the time and gas to drive down to Florida and then drive back up. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, awesome, cool. I mean, that's kind of the perk of coming to all of my streams in the week, is you can build up points towards the Nuzlocke, so it goes smoother, hopefully. But I have been having a lot of fun playing Pokemon ZA. This might sound really stupid, but I finally saved up enough prize money from the battle zones to buy like a 100,000 Poke set of gloves from one of the goth stores. They're lavender. They're the lavender 3-fingered gloves, so they look like my drawing gloves. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. But the lavender ones were so expensive. They were the most expensive out of all of them. But now I have them, and they look amazing on my avatar. I think my favorite thing to do right now in ZA... Right now I'm training up some of my Pokemon in my the boxes, because my current team is slowly reaching the level threshold that my that they'll obey me at. So like I'm at the part in the tournament in the storyline where like Pokemon 70 and below will listen to me. And most of my Pokemon are in their 60s now. And I'm just like, oh, excuse me. I just ate dinner and I'm burping. Jesus. Um, yeah, I was just... I was really happy I got my Alpha Badoo to evolve into a Roserade, or Rosalia, and then I'm gonna train her up a little bit before I evolve her into a Roserade, and she's gonna be big, and I love Utena. I really can't wait until they're a Roserade, even though I'm not using Roserade in this run because I have a Meganium. But I'm like, oh, I have the option to, like, have one of my favorite Pokemon in this game. Like, I recently... I got knocked out by, like, I think a giant, Alpha Gorgeist the other day. I wandered into that area, to check it out, and then, like, kind of just got bombarded by ghosts. But I caught a Pumpkaboo. Yeah, I've just been kind of, like, filling up my Pokedex a bit more. And, like, doing side quests and exploring and stuff. So... no shiny Pokemon yet, aside from, like, the one they basically give you, the shiny Mareep. Yeah, that Gorgeist took out my Absol pretty handedly, and then it took me out on top of it, so... yeah. I kind of have this thing, so whenever I play the, like, Arceus or ZA varieties of Pokemon games, I know there's only two, but I kind of do, is I don't nickname Pokemon as I catch them, because it really doesn't prompt you to. So if they become, like, a mainstay on my team, I will give them a nickname. Otherwise, they're kind of just, like, in my box. Like, what was it? Oh yeah, I had an Alpha Swablu that I evolved into an Alpha Altaria, and I nicknamed him Nimbus after the cloud. And then immediately put him back in the box. I still haven't thought of a name for the Skrelp I'm training right now. See how much of this sketching I can get done today. But I might look up some names later for my Skrelp. Like, when I first started the game and I picked Chikorita, I literally pulled up a list of like flowers on Google. Because I didn't want to just name my um I didn't want to give my Chikorita a standard flower nickname. I kind of wanted to go a little deeper. So I went with Aster. I've actually been thinking about training up a Mawile. I've never trained one. I think it'd be fun. Like, was it Boys? The, Heracross was like is a mainstay on my team. He's boxed right now. Because I'm training up some other Pokemon right now, and I rely on him a lot, and I'm just like, hey buddy, you're a traded Pokemon, so you level up faster. And I'm trying to like get everybody up to like his level, so I put him in the box for a little bit. But yeah, I've been slowly evolving. I haven't even caught an Audino yet. And like the way I even like have my Pokemon organized in the PC in the boxes is that like all of okay. Okay, that explains it. I'll just have to put more of an effort into it. Got it. Cause like what is it? Yeah, so like I have a system for keeping like my Pokemon organized in my PC where like all of the Pokemon I trained, like they were on my team for an extended period of time. They tend to go in like the first box. And then like everyone else is just kind of like they kind of put in there as they get in or in there like as they're captured, and that's it. Like, what was it? I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Oh, Gibble didn't. I didn't have as much trouble getting a Gibble. Yeah, I get that. That can be. I think sometimes when I'm in like a heightened, like, the adrenaline's really pumping when you're up against like a Pokemon you either want to catch or you're just being bombarded on all sides. I sometimes can't get the Pokeball out fast enough to catch them. So, though I have been thinking about a new sticker or pin design for next con season. Cuz I don't have any more events this year, unfortunately, unless like I get pulled into like a holiday market very last minute next month, but I don't have any more shows this year. But I really want to do a sticker or a pin, maybe both, that it just says I heart boys, and it's the Heracross from ZA. Apparently, like, boys is very contentious. Like, there's a lot of people who don't like him, and a lot of people who love him. And I'm like, I'm in the love camp. I like that. Because, like, I got him pretty early on in the game, so that's probably why he's become such a powerhouse on my team. Because, like, I just came across, like, an NPC that's like, hey, I'll trade you a Heracross for a Pikachu. And I'm like, yeah, I don't plan on training a Pikachu in this game. I don't need a Pikachu. So I gave them the Pikachu I caught, like, within the first, like, couple minutes of, like, free roaming. Well, like, what I try to do with, Pokemon games is I try to train Pokemon I've never trained before. Especially if it's, like, a revisit or a remake to a region I've already played. So, like, when, like, I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out, which I haven't even finished that game yet. It's too much a one-for-one. I mean, it is pretty much a one-for-one, remake. I was like, oh, I want to actively use Pokemon I haven't used before, aside from, like, my starter. So, and, like, whenever a new region comes out, I don't use any Pokemon that are, like, brought over from other regions. Like, I only use Pokemon native to that region. That's fair. Hey, listen. Like, one of the Elite Four from Johto is like, there's no such good thing. There's no such thing as good Pokemon or bad Pokemon. All you should do is battle with your favorites, and it shouldn't matter. So that's what I do. Or like I try to use new ones. I think in like my in my Violet game, I haven't even finished like the post game. I've done a little bit of the DLC. I go in spurts playing that game. And what I decided I wanted to do for like the whole like rematch part of all the gym leaders is that I'm like, oh, I want to train a whole new team to go up against the type of that gym leader. Like an entire team of like electric types or grass types to go up against the water type gym. Just because I'm like, I am in late game. Why not? I can learn to like battle with some new dudes. It'll fill out my Pokedex. It'll kill some time. Like, oh, hi, Dragon's Dust or Dusk. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We're, welcome everybody. I'm Leon Doodles. I'm currently rambling about Pokemon while I'm trying to work on my webcomic. Cause, Pokemon is like my OG fandom and one of my hyperfixations. Yeah, the Kieran storyline in the DLC for Scarlet Violet's pretty interesting. I haven't finished it yet, but I kind of like the, like, fallen hero sort of vibe / the, like, social reject. I don't like how the game basically forces you to lie to him and, like, kind of be a shitty friend. But whatever. I don't play Pokemon for branching storylines. I play Pokemon to collect Blorbos. That's it. And dress up my avatar. Oh, that's not right. I just like collecting little guys when I play Pokemon. I like collecting little guys, meeting new little guys. I just like little guys. I really liked the, like, classmate, like, slash rival characters of Scarlet Violet. Like, because, like, it really did the setting of, like, it being a school and the theme of it being a school justice. I just really wish, like, I mean, this could be, like, a production side of things for the game. And, like, the whole, like, wanting or having to release it same day across the world. But I would really love it if the Pokemon video games started having some voice acting in them. Because they're getting really cinematic now. And I would really enjoy some voice acting. I don't play Masters EX. So I had someone a couple months ago ask me if I did like the trading card game app, and I'm like, no. And they're like, why not? I'm like, I really like personally when I buy Pokemon cards, I don't collect them to play. I collect them because one, I like Pokemon. Two, I like art. I collect the Pokemon cards on occasion because I like art. Granted, I haven't really bought any Pokemon cards lately, just because, like, one, they're hard to come by in the stores I regularly visit. Two, money. It's been a very rough year financially, so buying Pokemon cards was not a priority. No! Go get dinner, eat, have a good night, Dragon's Dusk. Thank you for the raid. We'll see, because my car payments kick in next month, so I have to adjust to my new budget. I'm not sure how quickly I'll be buying the DLC. I know for sure I'm not going to be doing the whole, like, tournament thing that Pokemon ZA is trying to, like, push to get the Mega Stones for the Kalos starters, just because like I play Pokemon to have fun, not to compete. I cannot be bothered with the metagame of any game, so... Like, I've known people who compete in Pokemon tournaments. Like, I think I had an old acquaintance. They went to, like, the semi-nationals that were up in Wisconsin earlier this year. I don't know if they competed, but they were a force to be reckoned with back when we were in high school. I only managed to defeat them out of sheer dumb luck. Like, oh, there's this one, Pokemon TTRPG podcast that I follow called Unbeatable. And, like, one, I really like their battle system. Two, they really utilize the metagame. Like, held items, berries, stuff like that on, like, an advanced level. All the players, the game master, the professor, like, it's so, I feel like I learn more about Pokemon, like how held items are supposed to work by listening to that game. But I'm like, I'm never gonna implement any of this shit when I play. It's not happening. Because I'm not competitive. I kind of just raw. I just force myself through, like, raw power. Just bludgeon everybody. That's how I do it. That's how I play Pokemon. I'm like, I'm over leveled, I use type advantages, and that is pretty much it. Maybe, like, you know, like, I'll give someone a quick claw, or like a leftovers, or like a miracle seed. Like, I'll do the basic stuff. But if you want me to get into, like, oh, you could use these berries, I'm like, no. I might give a I think it's the Persianberry that helps clear confusion or something. I'll do that. Because back in the day, I just used to use my Rayquaza to outrage my way through the Emerald version Elite Four to level up my Pokemon. And I'd give them a little berry, that way when outrage wore off and they got, like, confused or fatigued, it'd break them out of it or something. Yeah, like, I don't even know what half the words, Leon. What are words? Like, there's a lot of newer held items, and I don't know what they do, but I'm also like, I'm very casual, so I don't really care either. It's just, it's kind of like, whenever a new game comes out, people get, like, really up in arms and opinionated, and I'm just like, this is a game meant for children. It is not that serious. I'm just here to have a good time. And that's it. I'm here to collect new friends, explore a new region, make my way through a story, and that's it. Was it? There was like, so like, was it you? Because like the whole thing of ZA is that like you're in the tournament, you start off at Z rank, you gotta make your way to A rank. And like I was like, oh, okay, so I gotta go through like 26 levels of tournament. Okay, that's fine. I was ready to do that. I was 100% ready to do that. And then I think you get to like, let's see, you get why. You get up to like I think V. You get up to rank V, and then story happens, and they jump you to rank F. And I was just like, oh, okay, wow. But then like someone, I saw a clip on like TikTok where someone was discussing it. Is like, at first it was like, yeah, you know what? Like they thought it was a little jarring to like you do a couple of like battle zones, you go up a couple ranks, and then they jump you to like the start of the alphabet basically. And then like they sat down and thought about it, and they're like, you know what? That was a good like thing to do because can you imagine grinding through like 20 levels of a tournament to like progress the story? And like when they said it that way, I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's a good point. I was just ready to like battle my way through. Like back when I used to do like Nuzlocke comics, people would get really, at least towards the end of my time deep in that fandom, people would get uppity about certain other comic runs that were happening within the community, and I'm sitting there going like, guys, it's like I like I was kind of like an outlier. I wasn't super popular. I knew some of the bigger people within that community, but I wasn't like big myself, and I was just sitting there going like, guys, it's just fan fiction. Can you guys don't take it so seriously, God. So, I mean, granted, a lot of the people I know these days in my online friend circles, I know because of that community. We came together. We came together as friends because of that community, and most of us now do like our own comics. But like even with Taylor Kane, I'm like, I don't. I do it mostly for fun. I would like to make money making my webcomic. That's just not happening right now, and I'm still just gonna have a good time making it. And hopefully, people will read it and they'll like it. Did I do her hair right? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Like, I wish I was faster on the updates. I just... I can't right now. Cause life be lifin'. Like, I don't always want to be cooped up in my bedroom working on it. Am I forgetting how to draw my own character right now? A little bit. Just a little bit. It's been a hot minute since I've drawn these guys. Yeah, that's kind of like my approach to it right now, is that, like, it's not healthy to push myself to get it done. The whole boy, the amount of progress I made on this comic during lockdown. Miss those days, because sometimes I would finish 3 pages in a week, and it was great. Because, like, I think on average, depending on how complex a page is, it could take me like 8 to 10 hours to start and finish a page. So when I was only working maybe 12 hours a week at my gas station job during lockdown, because that was essential, the rest of the time I was either playing video games or I was working on my comic. Like, there were literally days back during lockdown where I would wake up and my computer, so like all of my most of my belongings were, because I had some stuff in storage and scattered to family members, but I basically had everything in the bedroom I was renting. And I would literally wake up, turn my computer on, go have breakfast, make a cup of tea, and then just sit down at my computer and just draw all day. And it was great. I loved it because I was also collecting unemployment from the job I lost. So, like, and my costs of living at the time was fairly low, because I'm like, I can't go out and do anything because everything's closed, so I wasn't spending any money. I was just at home drawing comics. It was great. Like, a couple years ago when I was unemployed between jobs, aside from like job hunting in the mornings, I would be drawing. I'd be working on my comic or other stuff, and I'm just like, this is great. If only I didn't have to worry about money. If I could just do the motherload cheat from The Sims over and over again, that'd be great. Just so I can, like, focus on doing stuff I actually like doing. Like, I remember back when I worked at the movie theater, I had a manager, or general manager, or big manager. Um, he had been working for the company for, like, I think nearly 30 years or something. Like, he was there for a while. And he was the kind of guy who never took vacation days, always came in early, always stayed late, sort of thing. And at one point while I was working there, head office, corporate, basically told him, hey, you have to take a 2-week vacation, paid, because he got PTO. But they're like, hey, you have to take vacation time because you haven't in like 5 years, and we can get in legal trouble if you don't, because it's not a good look for us as a company. And he was like low-key complaining about it, being like, oh my god, what am I gonna do for 2 weeks? Why can't I just come into work? And I'm like, why are you complaining that you get 2 weeks off paid? You know what I do for 2 weeks paid? I'm like, you know what I would be doing with 2 weeks paid off of work? First couple days would definitely just be chilling out at home, and then these days I'd probably travel if I could. Right? Like, I got my trip next week, and I kind of wish I had enough PTO to, like, just take that time off through Thanksgiving, like, give myself, like, a full, like, almost 10 days straight of no work. I think I did that once with one of my first jobs where I got PTO. Was I took like 2 weeks off for Christmas, and it was great. I didn't have plans for most of that time I had off, but it was just great to sit at home and do nothing. Like, this year for Thanksgiving, I'm just going over to my mom's. That's it. Like, I don't do a lot for Thanksgiving. I really need to update my character sheets for these guys. Add that to my to-do list. Yeah, I know my work is we're doing our Thanksgiving luncheon next week. We're having it catered, so we're getting all the basic stuff like turkey, stuffing, rolls, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes. I think we're doing a side of mac and cheese. Um, and then I think we're getting apple pie as a dessert. because I'm part of the social committee at work, so we had like a discussion. We had a meeting today about it, and like one of my coworkers who's also on the committee was like, well, what if someone doesn't like apple pie, or like, you know, they don't like the side we picked? And I'm like, well, we can still open it up to people, because we usually do like a monthly potluck or something. And I'm like, if people want to contribute something specific, they're more than welcome to. It's like, this is just what we are providing. We're providing the mainstay of the meal. If people want to bring a dessert or a side to share, they're more than welcome to. Because honestly, it's in the spirit of the holiday too. But, oh yeah. So, and then we were even discussing, like, oh, when are we putting up the Christmas tree in the front, in the foyer, in the lobby of the of our little building? And I was just like, we can do it after, like, right after we're all back from Thanksgiving. We can do it then. We have like one of those fake Christmas trees that you just like, you just put it in the box and you just shake it and it pops open. Like you don't have to assemble it every year. Which is nice, because I've told my coworkers and my boss, because like, since I'm on social committee, I help do setup and decoration for stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, if I have to set up the Christmas tree, just let you guys know I gotta wear gloves while I do it. Because whatever is on artificial Christmas trees makes my skin itch. So, like, whenever I go over to my mom's, to put up the tree, I have to wear gloves while I do it. Otherwise, I just get all itchy. I mean, even with my own tree, I got a purple Christmas tree. And it's just one where you just kind of like, it folds up on itself. So all I gotta do is like shake it out, put like the top half on it, and then I like spread out all the branches. And that's it. I gotta find a spot down here to set it up this year. I didn't put it up last year. I got it. By the time I got around to even thinking about it, it was like a week until Christmas, and I was like, nope. I don't need to put up a tree. But I remember growing up, we had like, my family did live Christmas trees for a little bit. For a while. Because we had like we had a house with like pretty high ceilings. They had like, I think we had 12-foot ceilings, so we'd get 10-foot trees. And then it became whoever was like the tallest, it had to be taller than them. That became the rule of thumb for a while. Nice. Yeah, my personal Christmas tree does not have a topper yet. I haven't found one that I like yet. Like, either I want it to be like a really cool, like, star or something, or a dragon. I just think a dragon on top of my Christmas tree would be really cool. So, like, I'm very much like, right? A dragon topper would be really cool. I'm just like, whenever it comes to like my decor, I take my time with it. Apparently there's like, allegedly, apparently there's been a trend, in general of people like buying all new decorations for the holidays every year. Like, they'll buy a whole thing of decorations for like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and then they'll throw it out and then like start anew the next year. Because I guess they want to be trendy or whatever to like what the popular aesthetic is. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's so expensive. Why do we all do this?" And like most of my circles are like, "We don't do that." Like, you build up, you curate your collection, your decorations over the course of years, and you keep it and use it year to year. You don't buy all new sets of everything every year. Because, like, I remember having, like, several, like, bins of ornaments growing up, of, like, all the Disney character ornaments. And, like, I have so many Aladdin ornaments. Cause my sister mainly gives them to me because Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies. So almost every other year she sends me either a new genie or a new magic carpet ride, sort of whatever the new Aladdin ornament is. She sometimes will send it to me. So, though part of me is like, oh, I should probably send her a list of all the other acceptable Disney movies I will take ornaments of. Because one of my personal favorites that I picked up on one of my last trip to Florida a couple years ago, I was at Disney with my sister, and I guess they have like a section, I think in Disney Springs or in the Disney park itself, where it's all Christmas. So like all the Christmas ornaments are there year round, so you could just buy whatever. And I bought a Treasure Planet, I think 20th anniversary ornament because I love Treasure Planet. So it's one of my favorite Disney movies aside from Aladdin. And I just could not pass up the opportunity to have a Treasure Planet ornament. And I'm like, and that ornament is on display year round. I have it on a shelf. Like, I've got a Mulan 30th anniversary or 25th anniversary ornament. That I think either my sister got that for me or I bought it for myself. I forget. But that one's also always on display because I also really like Mulan. Alright. just gonna put a little note here for Flora. There we go. Like the early 2000s and like 2D animation for Disney, I really liked. So I really liked the Treasure Planet and Atlantis. Like they were very experimental during those years, and I really like it. And then I don't know, just something about those movies. I like a good adventure romp. With classic villains. Like I like a good complex villain, but I also like a good classic evil just for the sake of being evil villain. Was it? Oh, I think they released a teaser trailer or a trailer for the upcoming Toy Story movie that comes out next year. And I'm just like, I'm probably not going to go see that movie. Because, to me, personally, they should have ended it at 3. 3 was the ending. 4 was, like, I watched 4, I worked 4. 4 was fine. But I'm like, listen, you don't get to inflict emotional damage and close out a trilogy and then come back like 5 years later being like, hey, we made another one. And we're just like, I'm like, alright, well, okay. I recently found out that like DreamWorks has delayed the release of Shrek 5 because the internet guessed the plot of the movie. Like, I was okay with the ending to 4. Like, I thought it was a good conclusion to Woody's character. Like, I thought it was fine. But somehow he's, like, back in the 5th one, and I'm like, no, but he left. He left. And I was okay. Like, I'm okay with him leaving. But I guess you can't really do Toy Story without, like, one of your main characters there. So, whatever. I don't work at Pixar. I don't know what's going on in those walls. I mean, I love Woody. He's my favorite Toy Story character. I've got a Woody doll on my shelf. Like, I was obsessed with him growing up. I had a Woody's Roundup collection going and everything. but I'm also like, granted, I'm also aware I'm not exactly the key demographic when it comes to a lot of animated movies. Um, so like, I have more like, I guess, quote unquote, mature opinions, and like, as a storyteller myself, I have a bit more critique for it. But I'm also like sitting here going like, yeah, you can't necessarily do a Toy Story movie without Woody. I mean, you could certainly try. You're probably not going to sell as many toys, though. I used to have a really big Jessie doll. Like, I think she was like 2 feet. Um, Loved that doll. I think she was a birthday present from like a family member or something. Loved her to bits. Uh, Lost her in a move though. And then I think at least two or three different Woody dolls growing up. Oh yeah. What did she say? Oh, dang it! I hate it when I do that. I'll give her like a small smile, a reassuring smile. I'm really interested to see what DreamWorks reworks Shrek 5 to be, because I don't mind another Shrek, because it's been a hot minute since the last Shrek movie came out. So, I wouldn't mind. But apparently, it's so funny. Because they just did, like, a cast announcement sort of trailer, and then the internet's just like, here's the plot. Shrek's daughter wants to go out and explore the world, but Shrek won't let her because this world is scary and dangerous. And I'm just like... And then, of course, like... After the internet guesses that, the DreamWorks is like, oh no, we gotta delay the movie now. Uh-oh. Oh man, it's not coming out in December of 2026 anymore. We gotta move it a couple more months. And we're just like, hey, we figured out the plot, didn't we? Well, I think there was, like, I took, like, a writing class at some point where I think, like, one of my teachers said there's technically only 7 different kinds of stories one can write. And I'm just like, yeah, pretty much. There's tropes for a reason, you know? I don't know how to draw my own characters. The fuck? Really struggling with Valera's hair today. God damn. Okay. Alright, that's it. Well, like, there was, oh, I think like back in the 90s or the early 2000s, there was like some sort of like either Marvel or DC comic event where like somebody had betrayed the superhero team, and the whole like run of comics was all about trying to figure out who done it, who the traitor was. And the thing is, like, this was, I think, the early days of the internet, so like people figured out who did it. And then the comic company was like, oh shit, they figured it out, we gotta change everything now so we can still surprise them. But then, like, their solution was they picked a character that didn't make any sense at all to the story. So then people just went like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm also sitting here as, like, someone who writes and enjoys stories. And I'm like, hey, it's a good thing if your readers can figure out the foreshadowing. That's the point of foreshadowing, is to like leave clues for your readers. That way, like, they can piece things together as the story progresses. Like, is that a bad thing? Granted, I'm also the kind of person where, like, I've got family members who, like, watch procedurals, so, like, NCIS or, like, Law and Order, like, you know, we gotta find the bad guy by the end of the episode, and I'm like, and I can tell, I've picked up on the pattern of, like, hey, if the first suspect is introduced within the first, like, 10 or so minutes of the episode, they're not the real killer. You want to wait for the person who shows up around the halfway point. Because a lot of the procedurals are, like, an hour long. Like, 45 minutes. So I'm like, yeah, around this point is when you find when they reveal the actual killer, or the twist, or the information that reveals, like, information. And the amount of times I can, like, walk into a room, see a procedural, and just watch it for a couple of minutes, being like, oh, this is what's going on. And, like, I've done that to my uncle so many times. Even with movies, there was, like, one time I came home from work. They had just finished watching a movie. And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, you guys just finished watching The Duchess, huh? And my uncle's just like, how the fuck did you do that? How do you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is like the ending shot at the end of the movie where they like zoom out of the courtyard and everything before the credits roll. Because like they're like, I walk in, it's literally just like an aerial shot of like a courtyard or something. It's just green grass everywhere. And no characters on screen. I just look at it and I'm like, oh, you guys just finished watching The Duchess. And they're just like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I watch a lot of movies. I don't know. Well, there's like I forget which procedural my aunt was watching, and I think the twist was that the older sister was technically the younger brother's mom. And like I think they dropped like one nugget of information in the script, like, you know, the characters figured out like one piece of information, and I immediately like, oh wait, this is the twist, this is what's going on. And my aunt is, and then like 2 minutes later, 2-3 minutes later, or they cut to commercial, and then like they come back and they confirm the information. I'm like, yep, that. And my aunt's like, how do you do that? And I'm like, it's a pattern. You know, you figure out the pattern of a procedural. You can figure out who the killer is. or who the criminal is. Like, it's not hard. Though there was like a villain in Bones back in the day that I despised because the writers did, I think, 2 or 3 different like season finale fake outs with this antagonist. And I'm like, I'm okay with, like, if you want it to be a multi-season antagonist, a multi-season villain, but, like, do it well? Because, like, when they finally caught the guy a couple seasons later, I didn't believe them until 3 or 4 episodes later. Because I'm like, no, you faked me out twice before. I don't believe shit. I don't believe you. I don't believe this guy's actually dead because you're going to pull the rug out from underneath me. Though, in my opinion, Bones really started going downhill when Booth and Brennan got married. So, I felt, even to this day, Brennan asking Booth to marry her was character assassination. Oh, I gotta draw the skirt doing the thing. Alright. We can just get some of these panels sketched out. Maybe I can bring this on the plane with me. No, I'm not gonna bring my laptop with me on the trip next week. I'll be too busy. It's a very quick trip. And I got a very early flight next Friday, so my plan is to sleep a bit on the plane. I'm just like glad that Florida's an hour ahead versus Seattle being 2 hours behind. I think Seattle was the worst jet lag I've ever had to deal with. Because like, I remember one of my first trips out to Seattle, it was wedding dress shopping for my sister. And I think I got out there and like on Friday night, and the wedding dress shopping happened on Saturday, and I think it was like a nearly like 17-hour long day for me that day because I was up super early because of the time difference, and we didn't get home until like nearly 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday or something. We got home late, like, because we finished the shopping and then like a huge group of us went out to dinner at this restaurant, and like I wanted to die because of how drained I was. And luckily one of the other the maid of honor was there that weekend too, and we're friends. And I just gave her this look, and she's like, "You look like you want to, you're about to collapse." And I'm like, "I am so fucking tired right now, and we're not even done with the day yet. I just want to go back to the house and like chill out." And like somebody had gotten like hotel rooms in the city proper for us all to stay at, and we just kind of like sequestered off one of the rooms. I was like, okay, this is where everybody who wants to go to sleep can go to sleep. And I'm like, great. So I kind of just like took a bed and passed out because I was just so done. Because we did a lot of walking around Seattle, which was fine, but it's also like mountainous. It's not like flat like the Chicago area is. So like that was something I wasn't used to. It was just a lot of walking, and at one point I was wearing a very uncomfortable pair of shoes, which I just threw out at the end of that trip because I'm like, I am never wearing these again, and I don't want to take them back home. So I threw them out. So it was a fun trip though. I got to go to like Pike's Place in the Bay with a bunch of people. I went to one of the America's first comic book stores and spent like $80 on comics and other goodies. I limited myself because I had to remember everything's got to fit in my bag to get back home. So I didn't go super crazy. I almost bought like a huge omnibus of Sandman while I was there, and I opted for Hellboy and Wicked and the Divine instead. Alright, almost there. What's a tangent? There we go. That's better. There we go. Yep. Don't want tangents. Thank you, Shrimpy. I'm really trying to remember how to draw my own characters right now. It's been a struggle with Valira tonight. Her hair's giving me issues. But I'm also like, it's been a hot minute since I've drawn any of these guys, so of course I forgot. I was on a roll for a while. And then life happened. Well, like, back in September, I had to put down the family cat, and I got sick, like, at the same time as that all happened, and it was rough. And then October was taken over by my car dying. And having to figure all that out. I've been debating whether or not I'm streaming during December at all this upcoming year, because I typically don't. Just because there's so much going on in December. So I might just take the entire month of December off again from streaming this year. Plus there's some like gift art I want to get done for Christmas. Yeah, It's fine. It is what it is. You know, the new cars go is working well. Payments start up next month and everything. Um, so I'm just like bracing myself for that adjustment to like my spending habits. All right. Alright. Okay, look at that. 2 panels sketched out. Hell yeah. It only only took me a little while to figure out my own character's hair, but that's fine. There we go. Let's see, got about 10 minutes. Trying to think. Alright, I think we'll just call it an early stream. Let's see who we can raid into tonight. Oh, looks like my buddy Raisha just started their stream. It looks like they're doing Sonic Rumble crosswords. So we'll raid into them. And I will be back on Friday night with the art lock. So come with your points ready. I think we're headed to back down to Oreburg because we did get that skull fossil at the end of the last stream. So until then, have a lovely day, have a lovely night, and I'll see y'all again soon.